Welcome to another episode of Crime Pays but Botany Doesn't, and welcome to the Cambrian shales and mudstones. That's roughly 500 million year old shales and mudstones of Buckwheat County, Virginia. Buckwheat? How the hell do you pronounce that? Anyway, we're here, we're looking for a rare plant. Got these nice shale barrens on a steep slope. The terrain is what creates a little opening in the forest that enables a plant to grow that we're going to be looking for. We got a bunch of other good stuff going on here too. Surprisingly, no ticks yet either. So let's check it out. Look at these wrecks. 500 million year old mudstones. Look at this little succulent. Look at this little sedum. How about that? See that little succulent guy clinging to the rocks, to the little moss mat. There's his old inflorescences. Let's take a look at that. Like a little four-legged star. How about that? That's kind of nice. Did you know there's a member of Crassulaceae, the stonecraft family, that it does well on these outcrops, these mudstone outcrops in Virginia? Nice Symphyotrichum over there. Little purple daisy. See that guy? Ah, remnants of a nice lobelia. Look at that. You can still see those red flowers. But those calyces really give it away. Lobelias have such a particular calyce type. See those long-ass sepals? Fused sepals that taper to that point, that elongated point that's almost twice as wide as the wider part of the sepal. Together, they're all fused together, form the calyx. God damn it. There's those old pollen presenters with the fused anther tubes. Petals are gone already. Tiny dust-like seeds in this thing, and of course it's growing right next to the creek. All right, well, I guess that's it. That's not much of a hunt. It's going to be a short video. There's our target plant already. Eriogonum allenii. Already gone to fruit. You could see those fruits up top, little papery shits with the wings. And but those beautiful undersides to those leaves, all right? Buckwheat family Polygoniaceae. Of course, Eriogonum is a genus of about 300 species or more, primarily out west. You get a couple species east of the 100th meridian in the eastern half of the United States, but they generally don't like wet conditions. This is a drought-adapted genus. Okay, you can see those white undersides with the fuzz on them, those little pubescent hairs and scales and what the shit. This thing is adapted to more exposed sites. It's more drought tolerant. So to see it growing out here, you know, in a woodland, of course it's growing in a dry microsite in a woodland, it's pretty remarkable. All right, almost 98% of this genus is in the western half of the United States, extremely diverse out west. But here, I mean, this is a pretty remarkable, this is a large species of Eriogonum too. Eriogonum's such a cool goddamn genus, man. Everywhere out west, every arid environment out west in the mountains, desert, wherever, you're going to find a cool Eriogonum. But there we go. Eriogonum allenii, a pretty remarkable disjunction. That's what we call it in botany, a disjunction. When you've got most of the genus in a certain area, and then you've got a couple outliers, you know, on the side. You get I think you get one or two species of Eriogonum in Florida. You get a couple in eastern Texas, quite a few in west Texas, etc. But anyway, there you go. Eriogonum allenii. I think it's endemic to Virginia and West Virginia, and that's it. Presume the majority of the population's up there. You know, that's good, because I don't want to break my ass going up there. You can see these wet, very steep slopes up to the shale outcrop. You got another seedling coming up next to it, or either that or it's a colony. But look, you flip those over, look at the undersides. God, the Eriogonums, man, these eastern Eriogonums always have such beautiful leaves. And in there, you have a perfect illustration of an Eriogonum inflorescence, the involucre. See that thing? That red thing, like a vase that holds all the individual flowers. All Eriogonum have an involucre, and there's a stipe. See those red things? Those are stipes where old flowers fell off. Stipes connect to the pedicel. Sometimes you can have a stipe-like base. It's a safe word in the Eriogonum dungeon. Look at, you got those old, those red wiry things right there are the old styles. And then there's at the base of that style, there's an ovary. See in between those old petals. So Eriogonums are cool. You can go down a wormhole with the buckwheats, man. Really, there was that rare one that almost got destroyed for a lithium mine out in Nevada. A whole bunch of buckwheat diversity in Nevada, in the deserts and the mountains all over the place. I'm telling you, these are drought-adapted montane and desert clade group of plants, but that's fucking nice right there. Look at that. You know, Eriogonum allenii. Should I still go up there? I think I'm still going to go up there. Might break my ass. Got no cell service. Nothing out here. I left Louie in the truck because the goddamn ticks are probably going to be a freaking nightmare. But, you know, whatever. Who gives a shit? Here we go. Damn it, is that fucking invasive Eleagnus? I think it is. You can see, look at the texture of those fruits. It's almost like scales on it. See that texture of the stem? Texture of the undersides of the leaves? Yeah, what a pain in the ass. There it goes. Accidentally took out a rotting log on my way up here. Man, these things are fucking beasts. Look at these. Look at it. For an Eriogonum, that is big. For a buckwheat, goddamn. Ah, fuck. I'm gonna die. Nah, I don't think this is the way I'm gonna go. All right, something similar to this, but probably not in this heavy. Look at this. This is a goddamn. This is a 3 foot tall, 2.5 foot tall buckwheat. He's just finishing up flowering. That's wild, man. I'm impressed. All right, I'm really impressed. You're impressing me over here. Flip it over. Oh, look at those leaves. Yeah, there we go. Look, it's a comp. It's a composite. Asteraceae, the family. Look at those old flowers. See, there's the scapes. How about that? Maybe an Antennaria? Yeah, probably an Antennaria. Paper daisies, fuzzy leaves though. But again, you can tell it's adapted to these dry microsites. You're not going to find it down there in a forest. You're going to find that right here. Nice red bud. You're looking hot too. Ooh, yeah. I can't get over that though. Look at it. Goddamn. Look at those. Fuck. That's a fucking buckwheat, man. And then this fern that's going everywhere, is that a pterodaceae? Remember pterodaceae? I don't know, we'll have to check, but look at the shales. Do the shales make you hot? Nice little colony of that camp, that Antennaria. Look at it, you graceful but diligent bastard. Young buckwheat. Young buckwheat. Hasn't flowered yet. All right, probably a few years old, maybe a couple years old, 1 or 2. 2 or 3, something like that, but those fucking leaves, look at that. God damn, the yellow fuzz. Ugh. Bootatort County, who would have known? Of course, you got more fuzz on the underside than the top, because that's where the majority of the stomata are, the gas pores that take in CO2 and leak out oxygen and water vapor. Fantastic plant. This thing's cool, man. And what's up with this fern? Who do we got? Look, we almost have. Let's see that. Let's see. Let's get a close look. Flip those ferns over. Oh, look at the scales. There's those sorries. See that? Not ready yet, but they're at the margins of those leaves. All kinds of scales and what the shit going on, forming a nice colony. That's a beautiful plant right there. Could design a little rock garden in your yard if you live in the area. Wouldn't that be nice? Who's this? Rosette leaves. Look at that. Kind of dissected. What could that be? Probably Brassicaceae. I don't know. But that's what you do. You just fuck around and find out. Get out here and just take a look around. Take pictures of everything. Try to figure out what you're looking at. It's fun as hell. It's rewarding, and it gives you some context for where you are. And if you're afraid of ticks, first off, just don't be a fuck. Get the fuck over. What are you gonna stay inside the whole time? There's another one of those buckwheats. What a beautiful plant. You're gonna fucking stay inside, never go out again because you're afraid of ticks. Ticks are a result of the past 100 to 200 years of bad management, elimination of predators, and also look at this, little stone crops too, and fire suppression. Can't be afraid of ticks forever. You're gonna let that hold you back and just stay in the fucking parking lot the whole time? Come on. But, you know, appreciate ivermectin. You could use ivermectin. Don't be afraid of ivermectin. You get a bunch of sea ticks, dose yourself with ivermectin, then you can make jokes about it. Oh, you got mullein here, invasive European mullein. It's medicinal. Yeah, it's also really invasive. Here we got Myriopteris. Look at those fuzzy leaves. Growing, of course, in the full sun. Well, partial sun at least. Growing more exposed. Oh, that's nice. Pterodaceae, the family. I think that's the only one you get here. Another genus that's extremely diverse out west where it's drier, but in the east it's got to stick to these dry sites. Look at it, where the rock is basically right at the surface. Is that the same thing I was just looking at down there? No, I think they're different. Yeah, I can't tell. You just phenotypic plasticity. If it's not growing in the full sun, it's not going to get fuzzy. The underside sure look a lot alike. Look at that, there's a buckwheat again. God damn it. Oh, yeah, it's nice. Look at that. Look at that. 3 of them right there. There's one flower. We're going to go definitely get some money shots of that. Look at this other fern species. Oh, it's a juicier one. Look at that. The fronds are a little bit thicker. Flip the undersides over. You got those scales. Just a polka dot of scales. And then look, you got these little papillae, these little warts at those ends. What's going on there? Huh? You just fuck around and find out. Come out here, get a photo, you know, get some nice photos of all the different aspects of morphology, put them up on iNaturalist. You know, that's how you start learning. Don't feel bad. Don't let anyone shame you because you don't know shit yet. All right, I don't know shit about here. I've never been here before. All right, people that use this stuff for their own egos, you know, can go get fucked. That's an abuse. That's not what this stuff is supposed to be about. You know, it's supposed to be fun. Keep it fun. Let the egos rest. All right. Fucking lichens. How many different lichen species? So much good shit. Look at that. Oh god damn it. I was just ignoring the lichens until now. Who's that guy? Look at this fucking lichen. Just an ascomycete fungi enslaving an algae. These are basically finishing up, but you still got a couple stamens on there hanging out. See that? Wow, wow, cool. So wild to see. And I didn't know there was an Eriogonum species in Virginia. Found this spot, seen on a satellite map, and just immediately got hot. I said, wow. You know, I said, wow. I could see from a satellite map it was a dry microsite surrounded by forest. Going to be a lot of good stuff here. Now look at it. Look at this. These dry microsites. Look at those Eriogonum. Look at them. Boom, 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 boom. You could see them with those fuzzy leaves. And then we got a Bidens over here. Who really, I mean, you know what? Who kind of cares? These can be very invasive on the other side of the Atlantic Ocean. You can see those two awns. That's the name Bidens, but they stick to animals so they get dispersed around. Looks like a little marigold flower kind of. Hey, that's not nice looking habitat. Look at all the goddamn lichens on it. You know, you could think of it like a dominatrix situation. Okay, so it's kind of jovial, kind of a turn on. I got a safe word. All right, think of it like the ascomycete fungi is the dominatrix, and the algae is you know, the sub. All right, think about it like that. So the sub, yeah, maybe he's paying for it. Probably is. You know, I got friends that do that. Friends that are dominatrixes. You know, go kick some guy in the balls, some investment banker in the balls for an hour while he pays, you know, $5,000 or something. I don't know. Anyway, so here we got a bean. No idea what it is. Would love to see what it is. You can see those triffid leaves. But again, don't have flowers, and I'm not familiar with the flora of this area, but here, look at this beautiful fern. Beautiful fern. This Myriopteris. And again, another genus that's primarily out west, more drought-adapted. Chalky leaves, fuzzy as shit. There's the, let's look at, see some nice sorry. See how the lips of those leaflets curl over? That pseudo-indusium protecting the sori beneath, which is where the spores come out of, but I can't see the sori on here. That's a beautiful colony, though. That Myriopteris, probably alabamensis. Look at that 500 million year old mud. What was going on back then? That's when the trilobites were just getting their start, god damn it. I love habitats like this. And over here, oh, this is nice. Oh yeah, there we go. We got a campanulid. Which one? Probably campanula. But look at that, notorious style. And again, that lobelioid calyx. See that? Like I was telling you before. Same family as Lobelia campanulaceae and Asterales, the order. So a lot of these do secondary pollen presentation. You can see those white anthers down there. 5 fused petals, recurved. These things are pendant. And then you got look at that brushy ass style. And then lanceolate leaves. So adapted to this these drier sites. This is going to be a good species. Don't know what it is yet. We'll have to figure it out. I know it's campanulaceae and probably a campanula or campanulastrum, but that's going to be a good one. That's probably cool. I mean, this thing looks drought adapted too. Look at how linear those leaves are. Or maybe it's common. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Fuck around and find out. That's the name of the game. Oh, that's curious. Look, these bleed latex. Look at that little bead of latex right there. See that? And like many members of this family, these are probably protandrous. So they're functionally staminate first and then become female. Oh, look at that one, though. Look, you got that stigma. Looks like it's receptive. I can't tell. Compare the stigma on that with those 3 lobes to the stigma on this one, which looks like it's still presenting pollen. I'm taking like 10 photos here. I'm not done yet. It's how you learn. Oh, that's a nice looking flower. What's going on there? Promote outcrossing by being protandrous? I've accepted that these long-ass videos are basically like classes. I'm not creating catchy content for the Zoomer generation. It's only got a 2-minute attention span. This is a fucking botany class. So it looks like that is presenting pollen because it's the same thing that lobelioids do, and it's the same thing that Asteraceae does. So it's secondary pollen presentation, maybe that pushes out while those stamens are up against that style as it elongates, that purple style, and pushes pollen out because it's clearly It looks like it's presenting pollen now, and then once that pollen is gone, then it later goes into this phase and it becomes receptive, because that looks a lot more receptive. And you can look at those anthers, and they do look basically done. They're withering, the filaments are withering, they've already shed their pollen. So anyway, that thing looks like it's ready to go and receive pollen. Pretty cool. And how does that stuff evolve, you know? How does it evolve? What selects for it? And what's the primary pollinator it is? Being that it's a pendant flower. Oh, I love it. The shale barrens, the shale outcrops. Here's that fern again. 2 species of fern here again. This one is a little bit less chalky white. See that? Oh, look, there you go. You got the 2 species right next to each other. That Myriopteris in the bottom, and up top, we'll have to figure out what that is. It's forming a nice little colony here. With all the lichens, all right? And there's some weird shit. We're not judging them. No, that's okay. Heliopsis. Heliopsis helianthoides. Ooh, sandpaper-like leaves, opposite but alternating, 90 degrees at the node. Flowers are done. There's the filaries. You can see they were curved up a little bit. Actually, this might just be a helianthus, another helianthus I haven't seen it. Looks like it might be that. Look at those laciniate margins to those filaries. 3 series of filaries right there. And of course, we got some little blue stem, some schizachyrium. God, you could really eat shit here, man. You fall, it's a long way down. We get higher, it gets a little drier, and you're starting to see this little guy popping up. This little brassica, this little mustard. Love to catch it in flower, probably way past flower, but let's see, there's another one. Here's another one over there. Curious what that is. Obviously restricted to the dry site though. Those leaves look pretty chalky, pretty glaucous. And there's the money shot right there. That's nice. Get a nice background. You can see what the habitat's like. Clearly steep as hell and exposed. Things are getting ready to go dormant for the season. Herbaceous perennial buckwheat. God, those leaves are incredible. And up here we got a little fungus. Oh, see, it's got the little hole in it, like a little nipple. So that's what this will turn into. And then, of course, raindrops hit it and it shoots spores out. But I'm really interested in its affiliation with this moss mat of different bryophytes. See, there's another one. What's that? What's this? Those bugs? I can't tell what that... Oh, yeah, they're bugs. They're like millipedes or something. Nice habitat out here. Real nice habitat. Oh, that's a scutellaria. It's an attractive little scutellaria. Look at that. Opposite leaves, chalky color. Obviously adapted to the dry look. You got hairs on that purple stem too. And then those distinct calyces. Well, I guess they're fruits. Now they're seed capsules. This thing's already done. Looking like a little mouth. Like a little disc with 2 lobes on the end. Oh yeah, look at all the trichomes on it. Jesus. Ah, look at that. That's a nice money shot of those involucres just dumping flowers. Dumping. That Antennaria down there. You can see those big leaves, big basal leaves. Presumably this is all the same plant. Yeah, just spreading by a rhizome. God, what a cool plant, what a cool disjunction for the genus Eriogonum. All right, always nice to zoom out, get a glimpse of the bigger picture. Thank God my little diffuser fell off to get that soft buttery light, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen these guys. Look at it. You got some you got a mint here. It almost looks like a hedioma. Look at those distinct calyces. The flowers are mostly done, little pink, but I can smell it. I was walking by it, I could smell it. The shit, I'm stepping on a damn Monarda or something. Lamiaceae, of course, is the family. Don't know if it is indeed a hedioma. You mostly get those out west, but it does smell good as hell. Again, those calyces are so distinct. Then we got this Burkelia right here with those long-ass styles. Another drought-adapted genus, member of the Eupatoriae. Oh, look at those 5-lobe corollas spilling out those long-ass styles. So indicative of the tribe Eupatoriae. So indicative of the stevia tribe of Asteraceae eupatorii. Same tribe as Joe Pyeweed, stevia, liatris, etc. You can always tell it because it's got those distinct, very long styles. But lanceolate leaves. How about that? Kind of cool lizards here. Just, you know, they scurried before I could get a photo of them, but it's pretty cool, pretty remarkable. Anyway, look, here we got a senna. Some kind of damn legume. Seems to top out at about 3 feet. Right? Already gone to fruit, already done flowering, but I bet it's something remarkable. Seems to really be enjoying this dry air. There's another one. Smells absolutely terrible. The leaves smell terrible. Ugh. That's definitely going to keep anything off them. It smells like a chemical bean, kind of like a legume smell mixed with probably some very toxic alkaloids and VOCs coming off those leaves. Look at this spiny bastard. Look, what is this? Haven't seen very many of these at all. Almost looks like it's Polemoniaceae is the family, but it's turned those leaves into imbricate spines. Imbricate decussate little spines. Just growing as a woody shrub here on this shale outcrop next to the Eriogonum, to the buckwheat and the comelina. Oh God, I wish it was flowering. I bet it is. I bet it's some sort of a phlox relative. Again, you find these more drought-adapted species displaying all the morphological traits of plants that have been more adapted to a dry site on these shale outcrops. You know, you think of Virginia, you don't think of dry sites, but that's what we got here. Almost ate shit on that little slope. So glad I didn't wear my Oxfords. Just on the side of the road here, this is a really cool species of Symphyotrichum, if that is what it is, and I'm almost kind of doubtful. Look at how all those capitula, all those flower heads poke out. You got multiples coming out. See, you can see it clearly when they're not blooming yet. That's nice. But what's most remarkable about this is these stiff little leaves. These stiff, lanceolate, very scabbard leaves. Scabbard just means they feel like sandpaper. Well, nice texture to them, too. Look at a nice goldenrod. One of God knows how many species. Hey, this time standing in the middle of the road, but back on these really cool uplifted shale slopes. Remember, these were originally horizontal. That's how much they've been uplifted and tilted in the last 500 million years. Some really cool liatris. Look at that, the blazing stars. Of course, sun-loving and needing a lot of full exposure. Look at it. Look at those phyllaries, those little bracts. Look at those open. Oh my God, this thing's going off. I love this fucking genus, man. Look at those. See? You got cauline leaves as well. It's not just basal leaves and a spike. You got leaves going up the stem as well. Glabrous, and then those showy-ass flowers. So many cool liatris. Yeah, your invasive chicory. Of course, you can make a tea out of the root. That is the chicory they blend with coffee in New Orleans. Note the 5 teeth as opposed to 3 on the ends of those ligules and those beautiful blue anther tubes. It's invasive. It's from Europe, but it's still nice. It's still nice to look at. It doesn't get too out of control. I'm sure there's places where it does. And there's the phyllaries. Look, you get those little barbed hairs. Not barbed, but, you know, little stiff little hairs on it, the involucre. And then this is cool. Look, it's a tiny baptisia. Look at how big those fruits get on it. All right, but it's got, again, it's an herbaceous perennial, dies back to the root, got that glaucous, almost chalky color to those triffid leaves of 3. But again, those, God, I'd love to see what the flowers look like. Look at how small those fruits are. Holy hell. Tiny those seeds are. I tell you, man, it's the smallest baptisia I've seen. They're normally a lot bigger than that. So I'm just going to take these seeds and bring them further on down this little road cut, see if we can hopefully get some more going, because I only seen 1 or 2 of them. That's a damn shame. There's a hemlock, the genus Tsuga, T-S-U-G-A, and there's the hemlock woody adelgid, the invasive insect brought over from either Europe or Asia that's wrecking the entire population. And there doesn't seem to be much resistance. Maybe there's a little bit, I don't know. Either way, a lot of trees have just gotten wiped out, just defoliated. They're toast. Pretty sad. Every major tree pathogen causing decline in North American forests right now is an invasive fungus or insect from Europe. So when people think invasive species don't matter, you could tell them, you know, they're flat out wrong. Shove it up their ass. This little wiry bastard. I've been seeing this, but I didn't see it in flower. You got those stipules, basically leafless, photosynthetic stems, obviously an adaptation to a drier site, but now you finally see it in flower. Look at that. Sessile flowers, right? Barely a pedicel on them. And they're tiny as hell. They're what? I don't know. What is that? Less than 5 millimeters across? Tiny white flowers. 5 petals. Oh, that's curious. How about that? Anyway, I think I'm done here. Oh, I got kind of a headache. Drank a shit ton of coffee and didn't drink enough water. All right? Super common, happens to the best of us, I guess. Gotta remember that. Gotta drink more fucking water, man. I always forget. Yeah, it's beautiful. I see why people fell in love with Virginia. I see that. All right? Really nice looking state in parts. Anyway, that's all I got. Have a good rest of your afternoon, morning, evening, whatever shit. Go fuck yourself. Bye.